Hello, everyone. This is Ryan Bridges, Chief Experience Officer here at York Prep. I'm happy to be joined today with our Managing Director, Mr. Brian Myra.
Hey everybody, welcome and thanks for joining us.
Today, we have the great opportunity to be able to share our volunteer training presentation with everyone who is interested in helping out on campus and supporting all of our events throughout the school year. So, we're just going to jump right in and give you all the information you need to come support us this year.
Yeah, and there are a lot of ways that you can get involved with us. We're in any building, any program. So let's go in and talk about how you can access those. Today we'll talk about how you sign up to volunteer for events and activities. We will share what the expectations will be when you're on campus, and we'll share points of contact for you for each building. So the number one thing you'll do is finish watching this training video. Hopefully it's not too boring or long. We'll make sure that it works for you. And then you'll visit the school's website and register as a volunteer using the secure volunteer link. For that, you'll pay a $21.95 background check fee, but that's good for 3 years. Approved volunteers will be given a direct email through our signup.com that contains the volunteer opportunities you can sign up for. That information and all the procedures will go out for each event and activity individually. And once you get signed up, the school will email to share specific information about the activity that you signed up for and to confirm your participation.
As we move into volunteer training expectations, the number one thing that we want to address with anyone who comes on campus or supports events is professionalism. Please make sure when you come to campus for any event or program that you wear appropriate dress for the event and for that building on campus. Please make sure also that you're on time for the volunteer activity you signed up for. A good rule of thumb is early is on time is late. So always make sure you're probably at least 10 minutes early for each event. Bring identification and sign in and out of each building when on campus. You may be asked to show your identification if it's the first time you're volunteering, but always bring it just in case. Once signed in, you'll report directly to your designated location, and please do not visit other areas on campus without authorization.
Awesome. Now, once you're here, you'll be interacting with students and staff. But when you're interacting with students, make sure that you're positive in those interactions. That can be contagious and it can help out. Be encouraging. Limit physical contact to just kind of high fives and fist bumps. It's hard sometimes. Students want a little bit more, but we give high fives and fist bumps. It just keeps everybody safe. Volunteers are also never allowed to be alone with a student. If you kind of find yourself in a situation where that might be the case, always come out and find somebody else to kind of be with you and to be in that same general area. You may witness student behavior issues while you're here. You don't have to worry about addressing those. All you got to do if that happens is just report it to a teacher or staff member nearby.
We also want to encourage maintaining a positive culture while you're on campus. So when you show up, we want you to bring a positive attitude that refreshes and supports the staff and students. Our programs and our events always work better when the volunteers come in and they bring a positive attitude. It creates a positive environment for all of us as well that are here each and every day. We also want to limit conversations with staff to matters related to volunteering and being respectful of their time. That means no parent conferences about your child when we're doing events. When you're working for the school and you're volunteering, we want you to be able to focus your time on volunteering and for that event specifically. Do not use volunteering time to discuss personal student matters. If needed, you can request a student conference through the admin and through the teachers in each building. Make sure you're being a team player and make sure you're being kind to all other volunteers. We also want you to commit to be positive in all interactions with staff members of the school community, including but not limited to your emails and on social media. We want to make sure that anything that you come and do on campus that we share out is always a positive interaction, not just for that day, but for anything that we share out as well for the future of each event.
Awesome, thanks. Just want to talk a little bit more about that. We do have a school community commitment that we have that includes three main pillars and kind of helps to guide those interactions. The first is trust. So again, we're referring to that final thing that Mr. Bridges mentioned. When you're interacting with staff, even if you're not in a volunteer capacity, sometimes we run into issues just in the general run of day of the school. But in those times when there could be a conflict or there could be a disagreement, we want to trust that all parties care about the common cause as much as you do. We want to maintain hope that a good outcome can be found by working together, and we want to grant any other parties grace for the mistakes that will be made along the way. People who have hostile email situations or hostile things out on social media, it makes it for an awkward situation if they're coming in and trying to volunteer, and we may ask you not to. So we hope that you can work with us in keeping that positive. You'll also want to keep in mind the privacy of students and a federal law known as FERPA. While you're here, seeing things and interacting with students and staff, it's good to remember that all students, families, and staff have the right to privacy and to not have their information shared with others. This restricts staff and volunteers from discussing student activities and situations with others, or taking photos at the school, or posting anything on social media. Any staff concerns or volunteer concerns should be shared with administrators.
The volunteer agreement that we're discussing is a privilege, and volunteers must sign an agreement in order to participate. York Preparatory Academy reserves the right to remove any volunteer for not meeting the terms of our volunteer agreement. If the volunteer privilege is revoked, that volunteer may be prohibited from volunteering at York Prep in any capacity in the future.
And you definitely don't want that, because if there's something that comes up like a dance or field day or something fun, you want to make sure that you still can do that. And we want you to be able to maximize the opportunities that you have here. So if you're volunteering in any building, your points of contact will usually just be the assistant principal. So in the elementary, you have Mr. Briz. In the middle school, you have Ms. Beltakis. And over at the high school, you have Mr. Adamson. Anything else that will be specified in the volunteer opportunity that you're signing up for. We're excited to work with you this year, and we hope that you have a great experience. Have a great day.
Have a great day, everybody.